I'm fired up and I'm ready to go. I'm fired up and I'm ready to go. I'm fired up and I'm ready to go. This is the Billionaire Brown experience. Let's go.
Okay, so now let's this is the last thing I wanted to touch on real quick. Personal development. This is the one we all struggle with. This is the one some of us don't even want to look at this one. Personal development. We're so used to looking at everybody else, critiquing everybody else. So what is personal development? Let me explain. I'll give you my version of it. My version is, we know how we're very easy to talk about other people. Oh, they don't know how to do that. Oh, I would do it this way. They're not good at that. Someone may be saying, is this guy the trainer? Like, are you serious? I could do this. Right? Somebody, right? So what? Listen. All right, so here's the deal. Rate yourself on a scale from 0 to 10. You don't have to tell me what you are. Don't share it with anybody. Remember, this is personal. All right, so rate yourself on a scale from 0 to 10. How valuable do you feel that you honestly are? But hashtag be honest, though. Rate yourself on a scale from 0 to 10. How valuable do you believe that you are in the marketplace right now, today? Like, how valuable? Like, there's this one old, I seen this one thing on Instagram. It said, if your church was to go out of business today, would anyone in your community be affected? Which is a great question. But that's the same question I'm thinking in my head right now. Maybe I'm going to add that to when I explain this. On a scale from 0 to 10, like, how do you know if you're valuable? You know if you're valuable because if you were to die today, some people would be affected. Like, in a major way. Not like, like on a scale from 0 to 10. Not just in your family, but at work, just in the marketplace. Like, where do you rate yourself? On a scale from 0 to 10. See, 0 may be, right? 0, somebody's dealing with depression. Somebody's dealing with some mental issues, right? They thinking about committing suicide. This is a real thing right here. People wonder why I put up a 0. This is a real number right here for somebody, right? So 0, and there's nothing wrong with a 0, as long as you know it, right? 2s, what are you? What number are you in the marketplace? What number are you? This is personal development, the way I like to explain it. So I'm going to assume somebody in here is a 6. I'm going to show you how life works, and we're going to tie all this into personal development. So I'm going to assume someone in this room is a 6. So if you're a 6, there's nothing wrong with being a 6, right? There's nothing wrong with being a 6. The only thing wrong with being a 6 is being a 6, but acting as if you're a 10. Now, I'm going to show you how this happens, right? Research has proven if you put 100 people in a room, there will probably be a little bit of everything in here. Right. Everyone wants to feel at the top of their game, right? If you walk in a room, you want to feel like somebody, right? Mm-hmm. Everybody does. Unless you're maybe a 0. Right? Okay, so you're a 6, right? Nothing wrong with being a 6. Everybody with me? Nothing wrong with being a 6. I know there's other numbers up here. You want to be there. It'll come. But here's the thing. 100 people in a room, there's all these different numbers. But listen, what the 6 is going to do, the 6s are, because they have to feel like they're somebody, right? The only time a 6 can feel like they're somebody is when they're around 5s, 4s, 3s, 2s, 1. So when that 6 is in the room, right, what are they going to do? They're going to naturally gravitate towards the 5s, 4s, 3s, 2s, 1s, so they can be on top of everybody. I'm the greatest. Although I'm a 6, you're going to treat me like a 10. But if there's a 6 that wants to If a 6 is taking part of personal development and practicing personal development, that 6 is going to say, hey, you know what? I am a 6. Who's the 7s in here?
That's right.
It's going to be a little uncomfortable. Well, they look kind of, I don't know. But let me see. Well, who's the 7 in here?
Right.
Who's an 8 in here? Who's a 9 in here? See, now, the reason why I said nothing's wrong with being a 6, but it can be, right, is because a 6 is going to have to humble himself to be around 7s. Because now 6 hang around 7, 8s, 9s, and 10s, they shouldn't be talking much. They should be absorbing the information, like taking it in.
Right.
But when you're the 6 around 5s, 4s, 3s, 2s, that's why you're just talking. You're just saying, I'm this, I'm that, I'm this. So if you ever notice, right, I know this is getting a little deep, but this is real personal development. So if this goes over somebody's head, that's cool too. So here it is, right? So if you ever notice, if you have a 6, if you notice somebody's a 6 and there's a 10 in the room and a 6 has never really had an interaction with a 10, you know what happens? This 6 is trying to impress the 10. So what they're doing is just, I did this and I did that and I did this. And the 10 is just like, look at Carl back there. Look at Carl. That's the 10. That person's trying to impress Carl, just talking all this shit. And then Carl, all the 10 is thinking is, I can't wait until this shit is over. When is they going to be done? I don't want to ever hang around this person ever again. But this is what I see it happen all the time. The 6 get around, right? And then they just go. Well, all you got to do, it's an art to practice in personal development, right? So here's what I'm going to do. Now that we understand what is personal development and why we need to rate ourselves, now I want to talk about how can you actually practice personal development. What are some things that you do? First things first. The first 10 minutes when you wake up in the morning, science has proven that is when your mind is most impressionable. Your mind is most impressionable the first 10 minutes when you wake up in the morning. First 10 minutes when you wake up in the morning is when your mind is most impressionable. So what am I telling you? I'm telling you, if you don't do nothing else, I'm going to share with you about personal development. Protect this first 10 minutes like it's your life, because it is your life. First 10 minutes. No looking at your text messaging, no checking the email, don't turn on the radio, don't turn on the news. Because listen, bad news has a way of finding you. You don't need to go get it first, right? It'll come to you. After this 10 minutes, the bad news will still be there.
Right.
If they sent the bad text last night, it'll be there in 10 minutes. It will. It ain't going nowhere. The email, the news, the news, when there's bad news, they're going to repeat it and repeat it. It'll be there. But the first 10 minutes, protect it, protect it, protect it. Protect it. If you got to wake up an extra 10 minutes early, if you have kids, kids, they're only programmed to come bring you the problem first thing in the morning. I can't find my socks. And you're like, hey, I didn't even wake up. You talking about socks? But that can trigger your day. So you want to make sure if your kids get up at 5:30, get up at 5:20.
Right.
Because that 10 minutes, you need that. Now when they come in 10 minutes later, now you can be relaxed. Like, you're talking about your sock. Did you check over there? Did you check over there? Right? Because it's different. I'm telling you, that first 10 minutes, a lot of us, and me, I used to be this way years ago. First thing, as soon as I wake up in the morning, turn on my phone. And you think you're going to get something good because somebody said they was going to send you some good news last night and they didn't send it, you fell asleep. So you're going in with the intent of good deed, right? I'm going to open up my phone. I know he said it's not. I know he said not to do it, but listen, I know there's some person sent me some Cash App money, right? It's there. But guess what? It ain't there. You know what's there? Somebody that you haven't talked to in forever, now they sent you a message, and that is a problem right there. So protect that 10 minutes. First, personal development. First 10 minutes, I don't care if you just lay up in your bed and don't say nothing. Just think. Listen to the birds chirping. Listen to the rain falling down. Some people, like, first thing when I wake up, get on my knees, say a quick prayer. Woo! Thank you, God. Thank you. Woo. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Right? First 10 minutes, I'm putting on some personal development. Usually lately, like the past 3 months, it's been like Jake's, like Bishop Jake's. I'm throwing on Bishop Jake. As soon as I wake up, that rides with me all the way until I'm in the shower, brushing my teeth, all of that. See, I go a little bit more than 10 minutes, but I'm just telling you what's saying. I just went overboard. But first 10 minutes, I'm just trying to give you guys ideas. Listen to something positive. Listen to something good that first 10 minutes. First 10 minutes. That's key. Now, you can read. Can everybody read in here? I'm not being funny. Can everybody read in here? Mm-hmm. Yeah? Okay. Okay.
Look at
So read. You can listen. The reason why I say that you can't read is if somebody can't read, we've had people in here who can't read. Actually, one of our national vice presidents, when he first got started, he couldn't read. He had to get his GED, but today he's a doctor and all of that good stuff. So if you can't read, you can listen. If you can't listen, you can read, listen. Yeah, just read and listen. Right?
Like this is the third one. I would make this one.
Yeah, so read and listen. All right, so here's some things that you could.
Well, you can view, but
Yeah, right. Watch.
But isn't that like reading?
It is. It's like reading, but
But you can
y'all
watch
not
it.
reading me now, right?
No.
You're watching me.
right.
Yeah,
Right, so
yeah.
there's-
You can watch
that is
the
a great
video.
thing.
Yeah, read, listen, watch. You found the third one. Teamwork.
All right, so you can watch for read, watch. Okay, so for read, watch, and listen, I'm gonna give y'all some names, and you do the work. All right. So the Eric Worre. Now I know for some of you, these names are gonna be very foreign. I know. And what I always say is, if you don't think that this personal development stuff works,
Try it. Try it.
ask your friends if they know these people. Now, here's the thing. If your friends aren't successful, if you don't consider your friends, if you wouldn't change the lifestyle of your friend, I don't count them as being successful, right?
Exchange, you said?
If you wouldn't exchange your life for your friend's life,
Oh.
their lifestyle, then they probably are not that successful, right? So what you do is, if you don't think this stuff works, right, start paying attention to the friends that you do have. If you live with some of your friends, see what they do the first 10 minutes. Just watch. If you know that they're unsuccessful, like, damn, look at what they do. As soon as they wake up, they're on their phone. I'm gonna try that for 30 days. Maybe he is on the sun. Same with these names, right? Yeah, just start asking some of your friends that you don't think are successful. Start asking, you ever heard of a guy named Eric Worre? They say no, and never. Eric Worre, who's that? What are you on? What is he on? You don't know? Make a mental note of that, right? Here's another one, Les Brown. And with these names that I'm throwing down, these you can read, listen, or watch. Whether you go on YouTube, you go on Apple Music, or you go and buy a book. Les Brown, Robert Kiyosaki, right? Napoleon Hill. Now, when you look at Napoleon Hill, don't just, I know the big thing, the big thing is the Think and Grow Rich book. But he also has another incredible book, which I think is more intelligently written than Think and Grow Rich. It's called Outwitting the Devil. But Napoleon Hill, definitely a great author. Zig Ziglar, another great author. Jim Rohn, another great
I
one.
love Jim Rohn. He's my favorite.
Anthony Robbins, right?
Oprah.
Oprah.
Gary Vaynerchuk.
Oh yeah, Gary Vaynerchuk, that's a good one. What's that dude's name? Eric Thomas?
10 times 10.
Grant Cardone.
Oh, Lois Hayes.
Lois Hayes.
Yeah, she's good. Oh, she's good.
Let's do Mark Cuban.
Can't